everybody, welcome back. Movie review time, where we geek out about a movie we just saw. Ish. We're going to do this a little bit differently for this one, since this is a Monday video. It's a wild card video instead of a channel update. We'll just give you the quick backstory. We're here to talk about The Mummy. Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna keep this short. We're gonna do a little bit of no spoiler. We'll give you a warning, then we're gonna talk some spoilers. We have some things, some opinions we want to share on it.
Okay, so...
Well, hold on. I was gonna give them the backstory why we ended up... Okay. Yes, I just thought you were gonna jump ahead of that. No. But if you're gonna do that, do it.
So I still haven't seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Friday night was like, well, we don't actually have plans. Let's go see Wonder Woman. And we figured it had been out long enough that when we go to the theater, getting tickets wouldn't be a problem. They were sold out except for maybe 6 seats in the very front row. And we're like, no.
Yeah. Which, on the one hand, yay for Wonder Woman.
Good for them. But, that was like the 7:40 showing.
The next one was like at 11 or something.
I was like, no, I don't want to be up that late.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Together.
But anyway, you're like, well, there's a 9:45 showing of The Mummy, and he hadn't eaten yet. So I was like, well, I guess it's time to hit Barnes & Noble to eat and go see the movie. Because, it's one of those things, it's like, he's kind of mad about, and I was kind of like, I liked enough of what I saw in the previews to give it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about how the previews play a factor and all that as well in the reviews. Mm-hmm. But like I said, we're just going to start off with a little bit of no spoiler, just, for those of you that haven't seen it yet. And I think overall, basically, we actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as bad as everybody was making it out to be.
People have been giving it way too much shit.
Yeah, and...
It's not to say that it doesn't deserve any shit.
Right, it definitely has flaws.
It's gotten too much.
Yeah, there's definitely some problems in this. Like, for instance... I love Tom Cruise. I'll watch just about any Tom Cruise movie, but that was a mistake putting Tom Cruise in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's the Tom Cruisiness that doesn't quite gel with all the other stuff. Like, they got the monster stuff right.
I think like I said, they needed to get an actor kind of like with Guardians of the Galaxy, you had Chris Pratt, where a fair amount of people were aware that he existed, but he didn't have the sort of fan following he got like after Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it really is. It needed.
I think it needed that sort of borderline talent name, just to.
And it's not even so much the name.
Well, the thing is, somebody who like people are kind of know about, but you're starting a new franchise. Let's kind of give it a chance to have its own identity and not be like it's a so-and-so movie.
Well, and also too, that plays into my whole thing too, though, that like if you're building the Universal Monster Universe, the star should be the monster, so you don't even need star power. Mm-hmm. I understand the studio's thinking. All I'm saying is instead of an Ethan Hunt, we needed an Indiana Jones in the role, because that's kind of what you got. Was you got more of a much less likable Tom Cruise as the Mission Impossible super spy. Whereas you needed more of the wisecracking, how did I get myself into this situation, Indiana Jones type.
The thing is, I think he kind of did that decently.
See, I that's where you and I disagree, because like I said, I'm usually all about saying Mr. Cruise is awesome.
The thing is, I've never seen a Mission Impossible or an Ethan Hunt or any of those. So.
Okay.
I'm not even sure I've seen Top Gun.
Forget this. We got movies to watch. No.
I might have seen Days of Thunder.
Ooh, that's a good one. But anyways, my point is being it's too much of a movie star thing. Also, the main lady, to me, totally forgettable.
She started off good, and then she got kind of written into damsel in distress mode.
Yeah, which we don't want to get too much into until we get to spoilers, but. Yeah, so just kind of pointless there. The horror elements, the mummy, the lady that played her, the designs, all that stuff, the creature works. Yeah. I thought all that stuff was really good. Mm-hmm. I was really impressed with that. And there were some legitimate good jumps and some creepy factors. So I wish they could have gone a little more R with it, but I get that they're not. I'm not going to fault the movie for that. Because there was a moment or two, and I won't say it here, that were pretty damn brutal for a PG franchise starting movie.
Yeah.
I do like, some of the... I'll save that for spoilers. But, pacing-wise, everything else is fine. It was just kind of a movie. When the big action scene you've seen in the trailer in the airplane, that was pretty spectacular.
It's a summer popcorn flick.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I think part of what's hindering it is it's a lesser summer popcorn flick than some of the other popcorn flicks that are out there, and it's too much competition for it. And it's like if they had put that out like more in the fall or something, I think it would have it was less competition. It could have done better.
Maybe.
Actually, if it had been a little closer to Halloween, even if like early October or late September, I think that would have really helped with it. And if they promoted it more as The Mummy. Also, there was so much trailers, and I got so sick of seeing the trailers that it made me less excited to see the movie. And I thought the trailers, particularly this one on the TV trailer, spoils the hell out of the movie. And, kind of like the big twist that we'll talk about in spoilers in just a minute. But other than that, we're both glad we saw it. I do wish we had gotten a chance to see it in 3D, though, because some of the stuff I think would have looked really cool in 3D. And our theater, for some reason, is just stopping the booking of 3D, and it's really frustrating me. We got to track down the booker and be like, yo, what are you doing? But anyway... But I think that's pretty good for the no spoiler part.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so from here on out, guys, we're going to say this for a few seconds in case you need to, jump and hit a pause button or exit out. If you don't want spoilers, you're going to want to leave the video now, and you can come on back whenever you're ready, because we're going to talk spoilers about this movie. We're going to ruin the ending even more than the marketing already has, things like that. So here you guys go. Here's your big old warning. You ready? Spoilers! Oh, I like that voice. Very, very cute. You're so cute. I got very lucky. I know. I just give you a little sugar. Before we get to the shit show. No, it's not that bad. I'm really not going to crap all over it. All right, so spoiler-wise, what do you want to start with?
Where to start?
The universe set up Easter eggs?
Yeah, we can do those.
Okay. Very brief. Unimpressive, except for one moment of squeakiness with the creature from Black Lagoon.
Because you go into was it called Prodigium?
I think that's about right. It's close.
Or something like that. But you see like this room that's full of jars with embalmed things.
Skulls, bones, things like that too.
So you see like the Dracula skull with the fangs.
Which is kind of cool.
And then you see like the arm, like about this much of the arm of the creature from the Black Lagoon. The other Easter egg is if you watch the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, the Book of the Dead from that, which had the little star key thing, that is actually used as a weapon in the movie.
Yeah.
During one of the fight scenes.
I thought that was cool too. And in the room with all the Easter eggs, I do think that'll be a fun scene on Blu-ray. At least I hope to like actually pause, because I'm hoping there's a lot more in there than we caught.
Yeah.
But I was kind of let down with those Easter eggs because it was all right in that kind of sequence. And they didn't really have, other than, of course, Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, and speaking of things that were kind of spoiled, I don't think they should have told us that character was Jekyll and Hyde.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree with that. It would have been so much more
better if they go, the guy introduces himself and, thank you, as Dr. Jekyll, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and they could have just been referring to him as the doctor for whatever, and even he could be like, oh, they call me the doctor, you can call me Edward or whatever, and then eventually, before he starts a monstrous treat, build the mystery around it, and then it's like, oh, Dr. Jekyll, like that could have been so much more effective than it was. And again, so much of what's wrong with this movie really does come down to the marketing ruining things and spoiling things.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of sense of mystery they could have built up to this. Like, it would have been more powerful, too, when you had Tom Cruise die in the beginning and then come back to life in his in the body bag in the morgue, if that wasn't in every trailer.
Yeah.
Because then you would go in thinking, okay, Tom Cruise, action hero.
You know why
they killed Tom Cruise?
You know why they did that. The marketing people go like, oh, if women know that there's naked Tom Cruise, they're going to come.
Yeah.
Okay. Phrasing.
but to comment on that
I have
too.
to say he's holding up pretty well for somebody who's
and that scene was freaking hilarious. That was actually that was one of the really legitimate laughing moments.
Yeah.
Is because he was in the morgue, he was dead, so of course he's naked, but he comes back to life, and then the lady and the doctors all walk in, and he's just standing there, and he's like, does one of those kind of things, and I just thought that little moment was really cool.
Got his sidekick.
Yeah, his sidekick. I heard a lot of people really hated that, but I actually really like the sidekick and could have used more of it.
Yeah. So he's got a sidekick who's the
dude from New Girl. He's one of the guys on New Girl.
Oh, is he? Okay, I had no idea. I never watched New Girl. But the thing is, he's the classic sort of the, I don't want, fuck, you're going anyways, I guess I have to follow along.
Yeah.
Of course, they nearly get themselves killed in the opening action sequence.
Yeah.
And then he, when they find the tomb, and he gets bit by the spider, and
yeah, and that kind of turns him into a zombie of the lady. And I actually liked this too, because once he woke up in the morgue and Tom Cruise was hallucinating him, talking to him, and that really reminded me of American Werewolf in London, and I really appreciated that. To the point where I kind of wish he hadn't brought him back to life in the beginning, and he would have just stayed like his zombie hallucination buddy for all the future. Like as if that was his conscience, because, now that we know Tom Cruise is this big god now, who's going to sometimes be evil, it would have been kind of neat if he had this zombie conscience.
Well, no, the thing is, I imagine though, because at the end he did bring his buddy back to life, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah, well, not too much later. I don't want to take forever on this.
But the thing is, and they basically go riding off into the sunset. I imagine there being like maybe a web mini-series or something where they have these little adventures, and every single time the sidekick gets killed, he basically becomes Kenny of the Dark Universe.
Oh my god, yes. So I would be on board with that in a heartbeat. Let's see. I do want to talk about that ending though, and what they spoiled is I saw this TV trailer and they showed Tom Cruise's eyes splitting like the mummy eyes, and like that is legitimately like the end of the movie. Yeah. Like he lets himself become the evil god, and but he's of course got enough of a heart of gold to kind of do good things with it. And I think that was all really undercooked and underdeveloped because they didn't really, the monstrous side wasn't really played on too much. It was a little too easy.
I think what happened is they kind of got to the end of the movie and you're like, fuck, we don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, and now they have a character in the first movie in this universe who can basically bring anybody back from the dead anytime he wants. So where are the stakes going to come from? You know? So there's no real, so that's kind of bothersome.
Well, maybe you get into like sort of a Civil War situation and...
Yeah, I could see that. I could see something like that. And I do like that they had him kind of wrapped in this almost bandage-like thing at the end, so he was kind of almost the mummy by the end, and to a certain degree.
So what did you, since you're into monster movies and everything, so what do you think of having a lady mummy?
Oh, I was totally fine with that.
Yeah.
I think everything they did there made sense. I think the backstory was cool. I like this whole idea that they said like the Egyptians had kind of wiped her from history, and that's why we didn't know about it. I thought all that stuff was really cool. And I think it's like Sofia Boutella or something like that. I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah, I really liked her.
She was the best performance in the whole movie, which is saying something when you're up against like Russell Crowe and some of these other people. So I really like that. I think his Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that. And I wonder if that we saw a full transformation, or if it's one of those things like he'll get more monstrous as he gets more engaged in things. Because I would like him to be a little more monstery than he was.
Yeah.
A little more Incredible Hulk almost.
Yeah. Well, so basically I think he bulked up a little bit, and the face did that weird purpley thing.
Yeah, and the eyes glowed a little bit, but... and I could see how, like, the more carnage he creates, like, he should get bigger and more monstrous and, just kind of keeps evolving.
But I liked how he was basically trying to Hyde was basically trying to strike a deal with Cruise's character, going like, we turn you into set, we will have so much fun.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
And we'll get all the girls.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I like the idea with the mummy too, that mercury was like poison to her and could like kind of keep her trapped, so they're always burying her in mercury. And I thought the set design of that big underground cavern was fantastic, and I was amazed they didn't spend more time in there, honestly.
I think it's been a fair chunk of time down there.
I know, but it was just such a gorgeous location. I wanted to explore it more. Until the damn spiders. Yeah. Like, oh god.
They're just camel spiders.
Oh, I don't care. They're giant spiders, and they did bite a guy and turn him into a zombie. So.
Actually, there's a special effect that I think we'd like to address. So in the Mummy movies, including like the Brendan Fraser ones, they'll have like the huge sandstorm, effect, and usually the
cool
face
twist.
coming through. Well, the thing is, when the mummy gets loose in London, it's not a lot of sand around.
Right.
So she decides to make her own by taking all the glass and shattering it back down basically into sand, because that's what glass is. It's
sand.
silicone sand.
Yeah. We thought that was a really nice.
Excuse me.
We thought that was a really nice twist.
Yeah.
On her finding the sand to actually just get it from turn the glass back into its element, essentially.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually really clever, and they didn't like explain that.
They didn't explain it. They just went, here you go.
Yeah, we expect you to know that, you know, which unfortunately a lot of people don't.
I do worry there's a lot of people who don't know where glass comes from.
Yeah, I think that's very true. Even if it's just an age thing or whatever, that's just. But I thought that was pretty cool that they didn't explain that. So, and I think overall that's kind of my problem with the movie is I think it's very mishmash. Like there's a lot of really good stuff in there, and then there's definitely a lot of stuff that we assume is just going to come from the studio tampering or this desire to try and build a universe that they don't really understand how they want to build it into a universe.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they don't have an end game they're building to. They just know they want to tie all these things together.
It's one of those things that could have been a fact of somebody's going like, hey, we've got this Mummy script that's been floating around. It's actually, it's kind of just like, and somebody goes, hey, we have all these other studios have their franchises. What's our franchise?
Well, and also too, because I loved the Universal monster movies when I was younger and everything, and I loved those characters even through movies like Monster Squad and stuff, which isn't like in universe or whatever. Even some of the Hammer films, because I mean, for those of you that don't know, the original Mummy is from 1932. Brendan Fraser's Mummy was not the first Mummy.
No.
But anyways,
I always like to call it Evil Dead 4.
The Mummy?
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's the first Mummy movie had a lot of.
Evil Dead 4?
There's a lot of elements in it that made me think of Evil Dead.
I could see that a little bit. But anyways, my point being, I have always been excited about them because they did kind of share that universe. They were one of the earliest shared universes, if not the first, was the Universal Monsters. But, I always wanted to see that done right. I don't think really this is it. But at the same time...
I think they've given themselves enough material that I think they can course correct maybe with their next movie.
Yeah, because it did well enough overseas, and they've put so much money into making a franchise, they're going to make at least the next one, which my understanding is Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay.
Which at first I was like, why are we jumping right to Bride? But then it's like, okay, I see what they're doing.
Well, I can kind of see why they would do it, partly because we've seen the Frankenstein story so many times.
Yeah.
The Bride of Frankenstein, not so much.
Yeah.
So I can see, we don't really need to do a Frankenstein movie.
Right. Well,
I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I
see where you're coming from.
Because I think Bride of Frankenstein would effectively also be a Frankenstein origin movie as well.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be. And if Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde's already out there and stuff, it makes sense.
Yeah.
My favorite part was the cameo from Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man. You remember that? He was in like half the movie. He was just invisible. You didn't see him? Okay. Although I will say before we wrap this up,
I still love the idea of Jeff Goldblum as Phantom of the Opera. This is something Screen Junkies floated.
That could be fun. But I was surprised there was no post-credit scene.
Yeah.
A movie like this really could have used one. And actually, we said as the movie was over, the actual last scene of Tom Cruise riding through the desert, that could have been the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
It would have been kind of cooler that way, I think, honestly.
Yeah, I like the fact apparently whenever he goes running through the desert, he creates a huge sandstorm behind him.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's not going to attract attention.
But it does cover their tracks, so, 50-50. But overall, I mean, like she said, we're willing to see another one, give it a shot, and, I like this enough that I'd probably buy it, but because I'm a sucker for movies, so I'm a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think it definitely gets more hate than it deserves, but we're not defending it completely because it definitely deserves some of the hate.
Yeah. But the thing is, it got way more shit than it deserves.
Yeah, and again, I put most of that on the marketing. A, being over-marketed, B, showing too much in the marketing.
Yeah, being badly marketed.
Yeah, very poorly just all around, so. Anyways, that's our thoughts on The Mummy, so, now you guys, you can let us know. Yeah, I guess you're gonna talk spoilers in here. Maybe use spoiler tags. I don't know.
Spoiler tags.
If you don't want spoilers, it's too late for me to tell you not to read the comments because you would have already had everything spoiled. So, I don't know, but I do really want to hear y'all's thoughts on this. If you agree, if you disagree, that kind of stuff. Just let us know because, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. And we're a little bit late on the review. That's why we thought this would be my Monday wildcard video. So, cool? Cool. All right, well, click that thumbs up button. Give us a good old thumb of encouragement. We do love to be encouraged. We're going to get out of here. We're going to watch some more stuff. We'll see you all later.